looks like I'm drinking a beer. Doesn't it look like we're sitting at a pub? I'm drinking a beer. Indeed. However, I am not drinking a beer. Or are we live? Who am I talking to, Grimmer? You or them?
According to this,
Yes.
we're live,
I just saw something pop up over here.
but look, our timer isn't running. Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just took off.
All right.
All right,
Well,
we're official.
okay, so what I was telling you is that I know it looks like I'm drinking a beer. It looks like we're sitting at some pub somewhere, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
But we are actually sitting here at the old church, and this is some tea. It is 80 degrees out today, so tea for me, some iced tea. Uh-oh. Hmm.
Turn off your phone. Wi-Fi. I have no one used. Let's turn that off. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, everything.
Oh, man.
We just got told that we're no longer live, but I don't see any evidence that we're no longer live.
I know, isn't it weird? Well, are we still live? Are we still out there? Hello, hello? Because it says we're not on our end. But if you can see us, please, say something in the comments. Please, please. Man, I know that we haven't been filming anything in this area of the church with you much, but this is my new duckering corner, and I'm telling you, there are there's a lot of spirit activity. Like I can feel it.
Well,
Yes.
I was thinking, because you
Yes.
said it looks like we're in a pub, and it kind of sure does. Is it kind of ironic that you're sitting on an Irish pub bench from
Welsh.
Ireland?
Welsh.
Well, oh, it's Welsh.
It's
We're in a
Welsh.
Welsh pub. They
Yes,
don't
from
have
the
pubs.
1600s. Oh, they sure as hell do.
Not as good as the Irish
Oh,
pub.
come on. Come on. No, this is, and I know there's a tapestry hanging on it. I'm sure you'll see it sometime. But this is a set of two matching pub benches from Wales from the 1600s. And they're one of my favorite pieces of antique furniture in the entire old church. Great has one in her
I'm not
apartment
sure I've
too.
ever seen it without the tapestry.
Oh my
Hanging
goodness.
from it.
Look here, lift it up. Look how pretty. It's just beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It does match the one downstairs.
Yeah. It's
that has a
gorgeous.
tapestry hanging over it.
Right? Well, yeah. So, hi. 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 I did not forget about you, nor did Grim. We just really weren't sure if this was going to go live or not. We were being told that we couldn't go live for various reasons, and hopefully some of you stuck around, hoping that we would, muscle through.
We're not getting distribution, though.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, let's still do our thing, right? Until whatever. So today is Beltane. I've been sneezing my head off all day. So I know. Whoop, what you doing there, babe?
Derailing you.
Thank you. I so very much appreciate that. You're good at it. That's one thing you're really good at, because I don't remember what I was saying.
Beltane.
But today is Beltane. Last night, or I should say today is May Day. Um, Many pagans celebrate this
Live
time of
remembrance.
year, as a time of renewal, restart. You know, it's a rejuvenating time. It's the first day of summer. It is, the awakening after a long nap. It is time to bloom, time to grow. And so Grim and I thought, in honor of that, and today being also 420 Tarot, that we would draw a few cards for the group.
Wild Card
And it is
Wednesday.
it is Wild Card Wednesday. So the first thing we're going to start off with is my buddy Louise Hay. I don't mean that I know her. I really wish I did, but I work with her information frequently. You know, I mention that book all the time. I wish I had this to sell on our website, but it's available through Hay House Publishing. It's called Heal Your Body. This book is the one that, if you want to find out, like, what knee problems mean, she was a lecturer. She was a metaphysical healer. She was really a guru that I followed. Maybe not in the overall like huge global sense, but in the healing world, in the energy healing world, certainly a person that
Was
that
worth
was
listening to.
worth paying attention to. And so I also have an oracle deck, I guess you would call it that. It's Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. And so, Grimmer, you want to pick one for the group today?
This one feels good.
That one does. Ooh, you pulled two cards. That's okay. That's okay.
These feel good.
Yeah, Wild Card Wednesday, right? So there's two. I'll take this one. You take that one. Woo! Wee!
Mm.
Ooh, you go first.
You go
You
first.
go
No,
first.
you go first.
Okay. All right.
I'll go first. What'd you get? We'll compare notes.
No.
No? Okay. I trust my inner wisdom.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one. Why were you saying you go first? You go first. You're not ready to trust your inner wisdom
Oh
completely?
no, I really like this card.
Oh.
But you sounded like you really liked your card.
No, this one is a little bit this one is a little this one has some shadows with it.
Oh.
Well, so
Okay.
does that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
I
the thing about these power thought cards is they're positive affirmations,
mhm.
but really when you pull one, if it doesn't resonate, in a positive way, it causes you to step back and go, oh, that makes sense why I have this particular behavioral pattern in my life. So tell us what your card says on the back.
I
Or whatever.
trust my inner wisdom. As I go about my daily affairs, I listen to my own guidance. My intuition is always on my side. My intuition is always on my side. I trust it to be there at all times. I am safe. That is a place that I hope and pray that all of us can get to, where we can trust that our intuition is always on our side.
Grimmer, I gotta tell you, I've been working a lot over the past decade
Mm-hmm.
on really learning to trust that intuition. It's one of the lessons that we teach others in our Root and Read class. Not only that, but anytime somebody reaches out, you know, if the situation arises organically, we typically end up talking about trusting your own intuition,
Mm-hmm.
following that instinct. But you know what? I know sometimes people know that their instincts can be up, they can throw them off a little bit.
Well, that's the important part behind what I said in regards to I hope we can all get to that point where we can trust that our instincts are on our side.
Right.
But we first have to go through, some of us more than others, a whole lot of shadow work
Right.
to
'Cause,
get the ego and the instinct
well,
talking with each other.
can I tell you what it made me think about something that came up in discussion today.
Mhm.
I hope you don't mind me being
It's my card.
no, I mean Are you really feeling that way?
No.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I'm gonna, and you took it in the wrong direction. I was saying, I hope you don't mind that I'm going to share some information about us.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So, and now I've completely forgotten. You scrubbed my memory, you stinker. How'd you do that?
Trust your instincts.
Okay, trust my instincts.
It's always on your side.
Oh, right. So, I've been working on trusting my intuition for, well, let's say my whole life, but really focused on reminding myself that I need to trust my intuition. And Grim reminding me, reminding me to lean in on my own instincts on things. Um, and it's been about 10 years of focus on that. I'm still not completely 100%, you know, in that space
Hmm.
unless I'm stepping into a circle and assuming that role of high priestess. I'm just little old Gussie who
A lot to learn.
still has scars and bells and whistles to also figure out. So, but I I've been realizing you've been very affectionate with me. You always have been, but I mean recently maybe it's the springtime air or whatever, but you've been more physically affectionate, giving me hugs and saying nice things and whatnot. And I've noticed that there's a part of me that just like, oh, soaks it up.
Hmm.
But then, like a split second later, I am back on task, whatever I was doing. Like, don't don't spend too much time there. Like, I have this other side of me, and I realized there's this inner voice that kind of says unkind things toward me still.
Hmm.
They're coming from me, not from you. It's an inner, like a way, I almost can't hear it. It's so distant. But it is a deeper voice reminding me that, I'm not that attractive, or, this part of my body isn't perfect or whatnot. So I want you to know that I struggle with those moments, with those demons, if you will, those shadow moments where a darker side of my personality, who, it isn't that that person, that part of me doesn't want success. I think that part of me is trying to protect me somehow, keeping me isolated. And
No,
Grim says something kind, and I go thank you, bam, like like I
well, when you say protecting you, though, you would almost have to admit then that it's a false protection, isn't
well,
it?
ego often is. I mean, this is involving ego
Hmm.
here, and it's, reminding me that I'm not good enough. But by reminding me that I'm not good enough,
Hmm.
it also gives me permission to not be good enough. And that goes for all of us.
So if we're quick to point out what we perceive to be as our flaws,
Oh yeah.
does that not also give us opportunity to maybe work on those things that we see deficient, though?
Oh, absolutely. When you can get to that sentient observation.
Okay.
But if a lot of us walk around not understanding that we're doing this to ourselves,
Right.
we don't recognize that little voice as something separate
Right. Because
from ours, something that's, negative, like a negative,
right.
just a constant negative.
I
Um,
get what you mean too by it being a distant voice, because I know that that was very prevalent in your life as a very forward voice for
it,
a
it
while.
was. It
So and
was.
and I can also relate to it in regards to there's very few times that go by that when you compliment me in some way, when you make those sexy little jokes, that I don't go, yeah, but I'm not 30 anymore. Don't you wish that? I mean, some portion of me still falls back onto when I felt I was at my best.
Right.
And it is a distant voice.
You were pretty hot in your 30s, babe. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you you were. You still are,
Yeah.
though. You
And,
still
and
are to
see,
me. It's just in a different
it's in a
way.
different way. And I think that's where we allowed ourselves to to see each other from, though, is we're in a different place, we're in a different time, we're different people, we're different energies now, which means that that little phrase, I look forward to falling in love with every version of you that comes forward, really has played out. Anyways, back on track.
See y'all later. Well, I love that, and I want to listen to that positive voice.
Mhm.
I was talking to Christine about that today. We were just chatting about how often, it doesn't matter how often I might tell myself I love my body, I cherish my body. I might say all kinds of positive things. I might send it healing energy. We do our breathing and we find the blockages and we heal those areas. But at the same time, I do have this little voice in the very back that whispers I'm not somehow
And that
not
falls
enough.
into the as within, so without. Because if you're expressing that inner voice within yourself, you're expressing it in some energetic way outwards.
Right?
And the people around you, though may not physically be cognizant of,
It's a ripple in my energy.
it's a ripple. Yeah.
It's a dip. It's a darkness. And that's okay. We all have those
Mhm.
moments, but now that I'm consciously aware of it, it's something that I'm going to work on freeing myself from. Which is funny why this is the card that popped out for me.
Okay.
The past is over. The past is over. And the wonderful thing about this card, I know that this applies to a number of you out there because I haven't read this side of it yet. I'll turn it over and read that side. But I know that there are a number of you, and I'm about to get a sneeze, and you know what that means. Come on, Grandma. I'm telling you, I can feel the ancestors around us. Some of you have known that there are some things that you need to forgive and let go of. And I'm not saying associated with Grim and I'm saying with other people in your life. I'm saying something that someone did, and there's no right way for them really to atone for it now. So all you're really doing is continuing to keep the wound open instead of letting it heal. I think it's time to let it heal. And the way
If I
go
was to
ahead.
say, it's very much. You ever see those contests, those sports where people get into a little bungee cord harness and try and run forward, and the further they run, the harder it gets?
Yes.
That's so much like spiritual ascension. We are moving forward, we're plugging away, but if we don't admit that the past is dead and it's over with,
We
we're holding on to that bungee cord of
Right.
energy.
We need to learn the lessons,
Learn the
but
lessons.
don't let it hold us
Let
back.
the lessons become the strength
Right.
that
And
we need to keep moving forward.
exactly. And sometimes I know that there are certain patterns that we've developed in our lives that involve grieving people that we've lost. Sometimes we just don't want to let go of this. This has become such a part of ourselves. We can't imagine what it would be like to not have this.
Mhm.
But that bungee cord analogy is a perfect way to think about it. On the back of the card, it says, "This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment." Because, when you allow yourself to continually get pulled back to that grief, to that anger, to that repression, you continually look back. You're continually using that bungee cord and it's keeping you back. When you allow yourself to release that, let go of the past, let it go because it's not serving you any good to still be angry at your mother. She's long gone. She's working on her next best step. Yes, she might come back and assist you when you call her. She is probably, on your route on the
But
rooting team.
what if mother isn't gone yet?
What if mother isn't gone yet? That's a tough one, isn't it? but still, you know,
And that falls back into the glasses that you choose to fill and how you
oh,
choose to fill them.
oh, yes, 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 you're right. You could talk about that because I don't know that people remember that one.
It's been a, how do we, I got to put my root and read brain on here really quick.
Well, it's simple.
It,
It's about when you have a relationship with people. Each person is like a cup, or a series of cups. I like to think about a bunch of cups. Because I might know someone in various categories,
Mhm.
not just known as sister, but also friend or, maybe travel companion, maybe, who knows what you do um, with your family. But with each, a lot of times when we have these relationships with folks, um, we have kind of a preconceived notion about this relationship. I'll admit it with my brother. I used to hear a lot of stories about how he let folks down in the family. And so when I would think about my brother Donald, I would kind of, that little quiet voice we talked about that tucks words in the corners when you're thinking about something. I would tuck words in the corners about my brother that were not so kind based on my perceptions of what other people had experienced from him and myself as well, but really based on
Other people's
right.
perceptions.
I didn't let that change for a long time until one day I realized that if I keep putting that kind of energy in those cups of his, he's unreliable, he's hurt my feelings, he's stolen from my mother, he's been disrespectful to my father. Yes, those things all happened, but what do I want from my brother? What do I want from that relationship? I want to have, positive communication with him. I want to have truth from him. I want to, and it's hard to say now because he has crossed over. So I need to dig a little deeper on this one for
Well, and
myself.
now that he's crossed over, there's no sense dealing with the rumors and the perceptions of others.
Right,
It's the interactions that you had, the Sunday drives, the ice cream occasionally.
right.
Her brother was many, many years older than her, so.
18.
Uh, oh, that's all. I thought he was 24 for some
No,
reason.
my
Was it 18?
sister is 25 years older than
That
me,
okay.
and my brother is 18. We've only been married 20 years, Graham. I
Yeah, I
don't
know.
expect you to know this
It's a
stuff.
horrible thing that.
No, don't worry about it. Anyways, I love that. I stay in the now, and I enjoy each and every moment. The past has its time. It has points. We have points in our life where we allow ourselves to fondly remember the people that we miss and love.
The past should be a touchstone, not an anchor.
Oh, Grimmer, put that on a T-shirt. That's a good one.
You like that
I
one?
do.
I like that. I don't know
I
where that one
do.
came from.
Write that one down.
I already forgot what I said.
Well,
The
somebody will.
past is a
Some,
touchstone, not an anchor.
right, somebody will help us. I know. So, all right, let's pull a card. Which deck do you want to use? You want to use yours you found again? I've got the um, I've got this Gypsy Witch Tarot deck. I've got your
I'm
deck,
kind of grooving on these. But no, let me see my deck.
your deck.
My deck. You know,
That was a gift.
yes, it was. I'm looking still at this card from the first draw. I trust my inner wisdom.
Hmm.
That's so much more than just. Yeah, I know. That's what I just got lost in. Was the music. Trusting your inner wisdom means being able to distinguish truth from fears.
Yes, you are right.
Trusting your inner wisdom is a responsibility. It's
Ooh, ooh. You know what?
what?
Letting go of the past
Hmm.
is trusting.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
trusting yourself.
yeah.
It's trusting yourself to say, I've done what I need to do here. I can forgive. I won't forget. I'm going to take that
Yeah.
information
Touchstone.
forward.
Touchstone.
Right, but no longer an anchor.
No longer an anchor.
I love it.
The
So
reason
it's
the reason that's hitting me personally is because I have to acknowledge that as we're talking about cups and the energy that we put out there and the energy to receive, every transaction that we have with every person in our lives is pouring a little of our cup into their cup and a
yep,
little of their cup into yours.
yep,
And there are certain people in my life that my inner wisdom tells me that they're going to take more than they put back in.
yeah.
I already know this. Now I can take that information and re-regulate how much I can afford to give that other person.
Right.
And in some cases, I can't afford to give them any, and that is my inner wisdom telling me that.
But here's the little kicker point to that.
Okay,
Let's look at the Hermetic principles for a moment.
okay.
You get back from the universe what you put out
And
there. So if I'm constantly thinking my brother is a dirtbag,
mhm,
right? Then I'm getting the dirtbag brother that I'm expecting.
right,
But if I start to fill those cups with positivity, like, you know what? He was a healer. He was very gifted at healing, and I think he had a calling toward it, but was misguided spiritually.
right.
Okay? But I think he was a healer. I know he was creative.
Well, and that's where I was going to go with. I'm no longer physically having transaction with them. I have cut him out of my life, but I am learning to rewire my emotional connection to him.
Right,
Because for so many years I did do the same thing.
right.
My brother's name would come up. The first things that would go through my heart were the negatives.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm trying to put those negatives second and hold the positives first. So I'm energetically sending him those emotions that I attribute to our relationship when it was good, when it was strong, when it
Like
was
the
healthy.
the brother who, you know, was a genius at figuring out how to make things work when they
Oh
would,
my God.
right?
The, the brother that had such a drive and a passion for helping the homeless and feeding the world. And it was now looking back on it, allowing life to roll by, I see that a lot of the failures that he has allowed himself to go through in life was because he gave up. He surrendered that great desire to fix and help the homeless and feed the world over being overwhelmed and told that it wouldn't. And that starts the snowball when you're told your dreams are unattainable.
You know, a card popped out while you were talking about that. And also, my right eye went really fuzzy for a minute, not in a strokey kind of way,
Oh, okay.
but like I really felt like someone is afraid to cry about something. Like this is, I don't know, we've been talking about some kind of touchy stuff, but it feels like, you know what, let yourself cry. Don't, you know, some of us have had some real shit happen in our lives, and you know, it has it has made us who we are. It has shaped who we are, the good and the bad. And we take all of it together right now because you know what? We are who we are right now in this moment, and we are proud of who we are. We have grown a lot in these last few years. I've watched a lot of you shift and grow and change. And so don't feel that you're not progressing or moving forward. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that you feel. Guess what card popped out for me? The Hanged Man.
Hmm.
The Hanged Man in the reverse position popped out while you were talking about remembering your brother, remembering who your brother was when things were good between you,
Hmm.
and remembering the potential that he has. That Hanged Man in the reverse position is like, well, what are you going to do now?
Oh my God. That potential that my brother had didn't die with him. The potential that he squandered for whatever reason still exists in others, and it needs to be nurtured in others. His was a worthy, worthy goal. And just because he could not achieve it because his personal demons got the best of him, doesn't mean that his dream, his original desire, needs to die.
So, this hanged man card, what are we going to do with this information? This indicates change. This indicates it's a time to kind of turn things around. Whew. Ah. Pardon me, go ahead. Not three. I can tell you
We
there are folks here with us, though. Woo.
we are magical creatures, magical beings, magical entities. However you want to describe the physical essence of what we are. At the very core of it, we are magic. Seven of Wands.
Oh, yes.
Standing at the heights, overlooking the world below, knowing that you don't have to grab and hold each bit of magic that there is in your hands at one time. It's up there, it's out there, it's around you, every aspect of it being able to be used for whatever intention that you have in your heart. You don't need to hoard it, it's up there, it's everywhere. You're balanced with it when you're not being ruled by your shadows. Stand above the pain, stand above the hurt, stand above the doubts.
Trust your intuition.
Trust your intuition and reach into the universe of infinite possibilities and pluck out only those things that you seek to manifest in your life. And if we're dwelling on the negatives and the hurts and the pains and the traumas that are thrown at us, that's what we're reaching into the universe for. And the universe is going to go, oh, that's what this person's wanting. There's plenty of energy for that. And that's what will land directly in our laps. We've all been hurt. We've all been damaged and injured in some way, shape, or form. Believe me, I've got shadows like nobody's business, just like you do. Surround yourself with people that understand that if they balance themselves, they can help you balance. And you're all working together with standing for one goal, and that is just to take your next best step.
Oh, yes, you got a big yes on that one, Graham. Taking your next best step. You know, I purposely kept my glasses off, so I don't know who's here with us. But I know that there are a couple of people wondering if their ancestors are here. And I keep getting tiny little yeses.
We want to do a yes no.
Yeah, I could absolutely do some yes no questions if anybody has them. So if you're wondering about your ancestor, I felt a couple of names out there. I don't know if, oops, now it's tangled up in my hair. I felt a couple of names out there. I'm going to say Gina and Tammy for sure, and Susan. I think Emily,
I,
but I don't even know if people are even here, but they might watch it later.
you're going to have to do the scrolling and reading of it now because my glasses aren't good enough to read that far away.
Oh my.
Yep.
You can't look on your phone?
I don't have my phone.
You want to look on my phone?
I can look on my phone. It's going to be, I'm only going to see the first two comments.
Oh, okay,
Just give me
well.
the mouse. We'll give it a shot.
The mouse is right
No,
there.
just
Okay.
play with that. I'm going to get all up in people's bubble now.
Okay, you just let me know, Grandma. I'll be over here in the corner using the pendulum.
I'm just going to go up. If you have a question for Gussie on the yes and no variety in relationship to, you said, ancestors, hashtag
Beltane.
Beltane.
Why not?
Hashtag Beltane and then your question, and Gussie will fire it up. We've got Denise is here. She loves our hats. Susan's here. I can't do it.
Okay, let me lean in here like a goofball. Okay. Susan, Tanya, Tammy. I knew there was a Tammy. Susan. Uh, um, okay, and Tooled Up is here. Hello, Brandon. Love to see you. Thank you for sharing that article, by the way, today. Those of you that didn't check out on the Purple Door yet, um, Brandon shared that in Leeds, UK, in England, they actually lit their, like, I don't know what government house officially it was, but they Parliament building. They lit it purple in honor of the Beltane celebration, the pagan celebration of Beltane. Go check that out on the Purple Door. It's pretty cool. It just feels like a good step forward, you know.
They chose a good color to honor.
They sure did. Michelle is here. LJ is here. Jane Husky is here. Kimmy King is here. Sabrina is here. Haven't seen you in a minute, Sabrina. Nice to see you again. Cloudy is here. Hi, Cloudy. Love you. And Sabrina, absolutely, I'll pull a Gypsy Witch card for you. I don't mind doing that, but I would love to use my pendulum. For those of you that are interested in knowing if an ancestor is here, let's find out. Let's ask them. Where did I put my little bag for these cards? You know?
I don't know. I was looking for mine too.
Well, oh, here's a napkin that says past love, fate, and future. Because we really need that in this box. Okay. Oh, here's my little bag. You must have put yours over there, babe. Okay, there's that one. Gypsy Witch cards. This one is for Sabrina. In honor of Sabrina visiting. Because we haven't seen Sabrina in a minute. So, I don't usually do it. But it's Wild Card Wednesday, so you know what?
We're there.
We're there. We're there. We're there. We sure are. Boy, my allergies are. You got what?
I just got willies.
Did you? Shivers?
Like there, somebody's here that's not supposed. Not here. Not here.
Yeah, somebody's around. Yeah, I kind of have a feeling about that. All right, this one is for you. Sabrina, Sabrina.
I'm going to go out on the front porch for just a minute.
I knew it was going to be this card. Damn it. The reason I say damn it kept floating by, and I told myself I should just pull this card out because I don't even usually read this card. But for some, follow your instincts. Thank you, Grimmer. So I did not remove the card from the deck. I just kept shuffling, and I saw this card go by 3, 4, 5 times, and it kept saying, "I'm the one, I'm the one." And damn it, if when it actually did pop out and I grabbed it, it is the one. It is the extra Joker card. The extra Joker card. Now, what I love about this card is, as you know, we can kind of assign it. It's kind of like the manifest anything you want card. So I love this card. It's perfect for Beltane, isn't it? We are starting fresh. We are starting new. Sabrina, I don't know what it is that you have brewing in your life that you've kind of got, you know, cooking on the back burner, but it looks like it's time to bring it forward. It's just about ready to come to a boil, and you don't want to miss that opportunity. So I hope you know what it is that I'm talking about. I think that you do. It's something that you've been thinking about doing for a while now, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, and you know, there's no time like the present. That extra Joker card here, meaning whatever it is that you want to manifest is yours. So think that through carefully. Remember, sometimes the words we choose also make a big difference. So you might want to say specifically what it is that you're looking for. The universe is listening. All right. Do we have anybody that did? Beltane is my grandmother Ollie with me. Okay. Okay. Sabrina, extra Joker, grandmother Ollie. Okay, let's ask about grandmother Ollie. I'm going to balance my arm on this basket here, and I hope that you can see this thing. It's one of the longer pendulums that I have, but I love to use it anyways. How can I lift my arm up high enough? Okay. All right. May I ask you a question? Yep, it just doesn't like the way I want it. Got to get the right flow here. All right. May I ask you a question? Trying to let you see it here. All right. Always ask Adele. Is Grim wearing purple underwear? No, he's not. Is there a small red lamp on the left side of my body? No. Is there a small red lamp on the right side of my body? Yes, indeed. Okay. Is Michelle's grandmother Ollie with her? Yes. Is grandmother Ollie with us right now? Yes. Grandmother Ollie is not alone, however. Big old yes on that. You know, those of us that collect and gather here in this space online, I mean, Grim and I are here. I know you're in your physical space too, but we're also crossing different time zones. You know, we're in different continents in some cases. And our ancestors, those of us that have gathered for years now, our ancestors, they're drawn to this as well. Those of us that have ancestors, and most of us do, that stand in support of our spiritual growth, that stand, you know, as guides and way showers to help us see clearly.
On an energetic level, I'll bet you very much from our ancestors' point of view, looks like a spider web of light, all kind of strung together, meeting in the middle here, wherever our server is. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I'm asking now about, oh yes, big yes, Cloudy on Virginia. Got to move my hand is actually interfering with the yes. She is definitely aboard. You know, she makes no mistakes about it. Where I think Michelle's Ollie is a little bit timid and doesn't exactly step forward. In at least right now, I don't know. I don't understand why. Um, but Virginia, she is a dynamic soul. Let's put it that way. Let me see. Do I have other folks that I'm?
Kimmy King, but I'm not gonna.
I will be. Okay, let me. It did go through.
Just a second.
Yes. Would you remove your hand from my arm?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to answer that myself without the pendulum.
Oh, okay.
Aren't you already doing that? Taking the steps? We already know that you have the ability to do so.
Absolutely.
I think the question that you truly are asking is, do you have the strength, the stamina, the intestinal fortitude to keep taking those steps until they become habitual and it doesn't consume your energy? If you have the support of the people around you that truly have your best interest at heart, then yes, you'll be able to maintain that. If you're still surrounding yourself with people that drag you down and act as anchors, it'll be much more difficult for you to maintain those steps. That's what I say without the pendulum. Going with the music here, are you?
I am. Okay, let me. I have a question here from Kimmy, and I want to ask it. There is a big old yes, Kimmy. There is no doubt. Oops, I'm not holding it high enough, but let me see. Here's a yes. I can get it to say no. Just a minute. Is Grim wearing a pink t-shirt?
Might have to check.
No. So that's no. Is Kimmy going to succeed? Yes, that's a yes. It kind of looks the same probably from your aspect, but not from mine. Now, I also had a little question come in from Tanya's daughter about bloodline, which is bloodline, and so let me ask. I mean, I can feel already without even looking at the pendulum that yes, I do feel you have ancestral bloodline. Yes, you have yes, witches, healer, whatever you want to label it, uh, wise woman. Yes, that has been prevalent off and on through the generations in your family, but let's confirm that with my pendulum here. Okay, and this is Tanya's family. Does Tanya's family carry a witch bloodline? Yes.
I would say join the Ancestors Guild, Purple Door Ancestors Guild, and
That's some good advice there, Grandma. Look at that big yes. Oh,
yeah,
somebody says yes. That might be Tanya's enthusiasm, or maybe her daughter's, but I think.
But now join that Ancestors Guild and start a conversation about hunting down ancestors. Seek out help in that direction.
Right.
I was just thinking about how do you define witches in your bloodline? Definitions of witch has changed so many times
Right.
over the years,
Well, it's
as well
still,
as and as well as how it's perceived today. It's so
it's an
individualized.
evolving definition constantly.
I don't know if there is a real definitive definition now of what we can consider witch, but what I will say is all the women in our families, going back to the very beginnings of time, they were the healers, the midwives, the herbalists. There were other genres of witch taking place in the male versions of all of that at the same time. Don't get me wrong.
Alchemists looking for right.
But
Longevity.
but over the years, each of those bits of magic that we incorporated into our daily lives were slowly removed from us. One generation at a time, chunks of magic were demonized, removed, commercialized, industrialized, monetized.
Right.
So each generation has been further removed from being a witch. Are there ancestors in the past that were hung for witchcraft or tried for witchcraft and they were true, honest practitioners of magic? Yes. But on some degree, each and every one of us has to honor every single woman that has come before us.
And man. Some.
In a different way than we honor just our general ancestors.
Yes.
Because they are the ones that took the brunt of the abuse when those magics were removed.
And you know, we're at such a precarious time right now on this. We're like, we're at the balancing edge. We're at the tipping point, right? I mean, in a number of ways. There's no going back after some decisions are being made, and we just hope and continually try to send out peaceful, loving, harmonious vibrations when we pray, when we meditate, because the world needs soothing right now. She's crying, and I know we can all feel it. It's time to wrap our arms around one another, to allow our ancestors to wrap their arms around us and remind us of the past mistakes so that we don't repeat them
Even
again.
It's not just our ancestors that faced trials and tribulations, it's also the ancestors that caused trials and tribulations. Those mighty kings and or kings and queens, those popes, those bishops, those people, those sheriffs, all of those people that had committed atrocities and suppressed a people are now crossed over to the other side, looking at the life they led, going, Jesus Christ, let's not let that happen again.
Grimmer, I just think we kind of need to close with that. You know, oh, I guess we don't close with that because I need to read. Is my Papa Ray with me? I haven't seen him since the morning he died. I was talking to him in my room when he got the call that he had died in a house fire, but I've never been able to communicate. Okay, my enthusiasm is coming through. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Tanya. Let me ask for you, Christy. I almost don't even need to use the pendulum because I have felt his energy around us before, I believe. But let me ask Papa Ray. Okay, this is a question. May I work with you? Thank you. Is Papa Ray around Christy Reed? I'm getting yes, he is around you, but you know, it's like, I don't know, there's somebody or some other people that he has to spend, like, he knows he's solid with you, if that makes sense. He knows that you um, are on a solid path. There are some other people in your family that he is concerned about, that he, you know, I know he's crossed over, but I don't feel like he's one of those folks that's kind of sticking around to make sure, you know, everybody gets on the train or at least tries.
It's very much when our ancestors are around us, some of us can feel them as if we're leaning into a solid wall of support. There's times in my life that when I leaned into my father's energy, I just knew he was there. And I could feel it like I was leaning into a wall. And there's other times that when I would lean into it, it would not feel as solid. It would be more of a net, a gentle cushion behind me. Let me know that he's still there.
Right.
But not as heavy as I
Right.
may want to perceive him at that time.
Right. But often when you call them when you need them, trust that they're hearing you. Don't wait for a big sign or something to crash or you know, a word to come into your mind. Just trust that your divine self has enough of its own juice to make that connection to your loved one when you need them.
And we're never disconnected.
No,
ever.
it's like a switchboard up there. You know, it really is. It's like a switchboard, and when you think
Just
about
follow the lines.
right, yep. So, you know, today is May 1st as well, and you reminded me about our tradition of blowing a little dash of cinnamon in the front door on the first of every month, but particularly May 1st. When I was a wee witch a long time ago, it used to be May 1st was the day that we blew cinnamon in the front door. It was in um, response to opening up the doors again. We would often wipe the front door down, uh, open the front door, welcome in the fresh air, blow a little cinnamon in. But now it's become a tradition. Oh, my hands smell so good. It's become a tradition on the at least on the internet community that we blow a little bit of cinnamon in the front door on the first of every month.
But with that energy said and talking about it, I want to acknowledge something as I put some cinnamon in my hands. This space that we create, this liminal space, is also a doorway.
Oh, Grimmer, you're right. You're so right. Take it away. You're so right. It's the purple door. We gotta blow some cinnamon in the purple door. We've never quite done that
No.
before.
And it just hit me so hard as we were talking about it that the things that I honor so deeply about the Purple Door is it is truly a safe, protective place for us to explore who we are without fear of judgment of any kind. It's with the full knowledge that if negative energy gets injected into the Purple Door, it is immediately severed at the head. Scammers, spammers,
Oh,
politics.
okay. Because I'm thinking once in a while, some
No,
of our witches
I
have
know.
a little bit of grief they bring up, and
You
we don't sever that at the
no,
head.
we make sure that everybody has a true and honest voice, even if that voice is hurting or angry. As long as it's honest and constructive, that is the energy that we want to come through our Purple Door.
People that need to find us will find us.
People that need to find us will find us. The
And
words that we say will be heard by those that need, and we all grow together in this community.
successful abundance.
Successful abundance, and we're standing together. So mote it be.
So let it be. And so it is. I love that. Thank you. All right, with that, I'm going to head to the front door of the old church. You want to go there with me, Grandma?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of cinnamon spelling at the front door. And it's a good thing, too. We'll tell you about that story later. Tune in on a story. Tune in on Friday. We might let you know what it is.
I want to know what it is.
I know, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you when we're finished.
Alrighty.
All right, everyone. Every witch, we love y'all. Thanks for being in touch with us. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your hashtag. If I didn't, it isn't on purpose. Please send me a text and I'll ask about your ancestor. I'd be happy
And
to do so.
if we have said something that resonates with you, please let us know. Send us a message. Let us know what words we are speaking that are.
It means a lot.
It does mean a lot.
Some days we get crickets.
Yep.
Afterwards, don't we? And
Yes.
it kind of feels like, well, was that a good one, or did we just really shoot in the opposite direction?
No
So we
shameless.
appreciate your feedback.
Yes,
We
and
really
no
truly
shameless
do.
self-promotion today, other than to say you can check out all of our products and services available on our website, thepurpledoor.com.
Open.
Thepurpledoor.com.
It's good if you know your own
Yes,
address.
it is.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's where you'll find the ability to book a reading with Gussie or I, get an astrological chart done by Copper, any number of products and services on there. So with that, stay magical.
Stay magical. See you on Friday. Happy May Day.